Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Myself Subbalakshmi from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Today in this section we are going to see a topic which comes under Automata theory and compiler design. In this session we are going to see the minimization of DFA. So let's see what exactly mean by minimization of DFA. So DFA minimization, it is a task of transforming a given deterministic finite automata into an equivalent DFA that has a minimum number of states. So it is also called as optimization of DFA and use partitioning algorithm. In simple words, the minimization of DFA can be done only if if we have two states like P and Q. If P is the non-final state and Q is a final state, then we can easily minimize the given DFA. So these are the few steps which are used to minimize the DFA. So suppose there is two states like P and Q, as I told, which are equivalent if and only if row of P comma W and row of Q comma W are leading to final states. Like if P is a final state and Q is non-final state, which are equivalent, then we can minimize the given DFA. So here we are using table filling algorithm to minimize the DFA. So the first step, step 1, it is remove all non-reachable states. So in the given DFA, we should check from the first state, can we reach to all the states. If it can be done, then no need to remove any state from the DFA. If not so, then we have to remove the state which is not reachable. Step 2. For each pair P comma Q, where P belongs to Q and Q belongs to Q, if P belongs to F and Q does not belongs to F, or P does not belongs to F and Q belongs to F, then mark the pair P comma Q as into in the table. So we should see from the given diagram, the first state should be the non-final state and the second state should be final state, or vice versa. If it is so, then we have to mark into in the table. Step 3. For each pair P comma Q and for each symbol A belongs to alphabet, find row of P comma A is equals to R and row of Q comma A is equals to S. If the pair R comma S is not in the table, then mark the pair P comma Q. So step 4 is repeat the step 3 until no more markings can be made. So in the step 2, we would have created a table in which we would have filled some boxes with into on that condition, and a few more boxes would be left empty. So we should repeat the step until all the boxes being filled. And step 5, combine the unmarked states. So let us see by taking this problem as an example. So here, as you can see, Q0 on A it goes to Q1, and Q1 on A it goes to self loop, and on B it goes to Q3. Q0 on B it moves to Q2. Q2 on A it moves to Q1, and on B it is self looped, and Q3 on A it moves to Q1 and on B it moves to Q4. Q4 on A it goes to Q1 and on B it goes to Q2. So here Q0 is the starting state and Q4 is the final state, which is being double circled here. So solution. So as we saw, there are 5 steps. So the first step was we should remove the non-reachable state. So this is the question here. From Q0 we can directly reach Q1 and we can directly reach Q2. Q3 also can be reached by going to Q1, and Q4 also can be reached by going to Q1, Q3 and then Q4. So no states are non-reachable in this state, like all can be reached. So step 1 is no non-reachable states present in this DFA. So next is step 2, we should create a table, and now here horizontally we should eliminate the last state Q4, we should not mention here, and vertically we should not mention the first state q0. And now we should mark into symbol. It can only be marked on one condition, like as I told, the first state, suppose we'll take q0, here q0 and q1. It can only be marked if q0 is a non-final or final, and q1 it should be final or non-final, like one should be the final state and the other should be non-final state. So here q0 and q1 both are non-final state, so we should not mark. And q0, next is q0 q2. So q0 and q2, these two are also non-final states, so we should not mark. q0 and q3, so these two are also non-final state. So the next is q0 and q4. So q0 is a non-final state and q4 is a final state, so we can mark into. And this one represent the like we have marked it in first attempt, so it is being named as 1. We can easily identify. So, and the next is q1 and q2. So q1 and q2 both are non-final states, so we should not mark. And next is q1 and q3. So these two are also non-final states, so we should not mark. And the next is q1 and q4. As q1 is a non-final state and q4 is a final state, so we'll mark this as into, and this one which represent is it is marked in first attempt. And the next is q2 and q3. So q2 and q3, as these two are non-final states, and q2 and q4 we can mark this as it is non-final and this is final state. And the next is q3 and q4, so we'll mark this as well. Q3 is a non-final and q4 is a final state. So this is being marked, this. In the next, step 3. So here as in step 2, this is being marked, this row is being marked. So input in this diagram we have two inputs, A and B, so we'll write it as A and B. And here so we'll go one by one, as still many of the boxes are empty, so we'll go on check one by one. So first is q0 and q1. So q0 q1, q0 on A, it moves to q1, as we can see in the diagram. q0 on A, it moves to q1, and q1 on A, it is self looped, so q1. q0 on B, it moves to q2, and q1 on B, it moves to q3. So this are the states we got. Now we should mark here into, it is on one condition, like if any of the state in this two is marked here, then only we'll mark into of this q0 and q1 state. So first we'll see q1 comma q1, as it is looped, so we'll move to the next one, q2 comma q3. So q2 comma q3, as it is not marked, so we'll not mark this. So next is q0 comma q2. q0 on A, it moves to q1 in diagram, and q2 on A, it moves to q1. Again it is looped, so we'll see this one, q0 on B, it goes to q2, q2 on B, it moves to q2. So these two are looped, so it is not marked, as we know. So next we'll move to q0 comma q3. q0 on A, it moves to q1, q3 on A, it moves to q1, q0 on B, it moves to q2, q3 on B, it moves to q4. So it is looped. We'll check q2 comma q4. So q2 comma q4, it is marked in the previous step, so we'll mark this q0 comma q3. So q0 comma q3, so this is being marked. And next q1 comma q2. q1 comma q2, q1 on A, it moves to q1, and q2 on A, it moves to q1. q1 on B, it moves to q3, and q2 on B, it moves to q2. So q1 comma q1, it is looped, and q3 comma q2 will check. So q3 comma q2 or q3 comma q2, it is not marked, so we'll not mark this. We'll move to the next one, q1 comma q3. So q1 on A, it moves to q1, and q3 on A, it moves to q1. Q1 on B it moves to Q3, and Q3 on B it moves to Q4. So we'll see, this is looped as we know. So we'll check this Q3 comma Q4. Q3 comma Q4 it is marked in the previous step. So we'll mark this Q1 comma Q3. So Q1 comma Q3 it is marked. Next we'll move to the Q2 comma Q3. Q2 on A it moves to Q1, Q3 on A it moves to Q1. So next Q2 on B it moves to Q2, and Q3 on B it moves to Q4. So it is looped. We'll check with this Q2 comma Q4. Q2 comma Q4 as it is marked, so we'll mark this state Q2 comma Q3. So this is also marked. Now we are done with all the states. As these are the three states, we are left with empty. So we'll again repeat the step. So Q0 comma Q1, Q0 on A it moves to Q1, and Q1 on A it moves to Q1. So it is loop. We'll move to this one. Q0 on B it moves to Q2, and Q1 on B it moves to Q3. We'll check this one, Q2 comma Q3. So Q2 comma Q3 is marked. So we'll mark this step, this one. And next we'll go with Q0 comma Q2. Q0 comma Q2 on A, Q0 moves to Q1, Q2 on A it moves to Q1, and Q0 on B it moves to Q2, Q2 on B it moves to Q2. So these two are looped, so we'll not mark this state. We'll move to the last one, Q1 comma Q2. So Q1 on A it goes to Q1, Q2 on A it moves to Q1, Q1 on B it moves to Q3, and Q2 on B it moves to Q2. So this is looped. We'll see this one, Q3 comma Q2, Q3 comma Q2 or Q3 comma Q2. So this is marked. We'll mark this state. As we are not only marked with this, we'll again check this one. As we got the results as looped, so this state is remain as empty. So Q0 comma Q2 is not marked. So this becomes our new state. Here Q0 comma Q2 becomes our new state, and the rest of the states are remain same here. So from the diagram we'll see Q0 comma Q2 on A, Q0 moves to Q1 and Q2 moves to Q1. So this moves to Q1, and on B it moves to Q2, and Q2 is self looped, so it is self looped here. And Q1 on A it is self looped, here self looped, and on B it moves to Q3, and Q3 on A it goes to Q1, goes back to Q1, and on B it moves to Q4, and Q4 on A it goes to Q1, and on B it goes to Q2. So this is the final DFA we got here. Thank you guys for watching.